Note the irony. Cain had just slain his brother, but instead of confession, he answered with denial. And it mirrors the world in which we live, a fractured world full of division, isolation, and self-centeredness. Cain's response to God embodies a spirit of disregard, jealousy, violence, resentment, and denial. His response to God was almost irreverent sarcasm. Am I my brother's keeper? I don't know where he is. Right after he had just slain him. Cain's spirit embodied a denial of responsibility. He refused to accept that he bore responsibility for his brother's well-being. His spirit spoke to a spirit of concealing sin. Cain not only refused responsibility, but tried to cover up his wrongdoing. And his spirit also embodied self-interest above brotherhood. His sarcasm implied, why should I inconvenience myself for him? And the result was broken fellowship. Cain's refusal to be his brother's keeper destroyed their bond and led to isolation and judgment. And if we're not careful, those same attitudes can become a part of church fellowship. The denial of responsibility shows up like this in a church context when leaders or members dismiss the pain of others. That's their issue, not mine. They're just being too sensitive. That's not my job to care for them. Church hurt festers when no one steps in as the keeper to protect, restore, or heal those who have been wounded. The spirit of concealing sin shows up in church contexts like this. Oftentimes, after people have been hurt when they've experienced abuse or mistreatment, their abuse or mistreatment is minimized, denied, or hidden to protect the ministry. And just as Abel's blood cried out from the ground, the wounds of the hurt cry out to God, even when institutions choose to silence or ignore them. Self-interest above brotherhood, that spirit shows up in a church context when the priority is put on protecting reputations over protecting people. When guarding tradition or image is more important than guarding souls. I've been there. I know what that feels like. And the saying is, I got to look out for me and mine instead of how can I care for my brother or sister? And what's the result? It's the same. It's broken fellowship. Church hurt isolates believers, breaks trust, and drives people away from fellowship when the spirit of Cain outweighs or has more influence than the spirit of Christ. But Jesus is the opposite or inverse of the spirit of Cain. For Cain shed Abel's blood, Jesus shed his own blood for his brothers and sisters. Hebrews 2:17 calls Christ our merciful and faithful high priest, our true keeper. When the church embodies Christ's spirit, bearing burdens, protecting the vulnerable, restoring the fallen, it becomes a place of healing instead of hurt. Church hurt thrives when Christians echo Cain, denying responsibility, covering wrongs, and prioritizing self over others. Healing comes when the church says, yes, I am my brother's keeper. Yes, I am my sister's keeper, watching, protecting, restoring, and loving, sometimes even at cost of self.